I'm Joshua P. Warren, and I investigate mysteries for my professional podcast and website. I own a Sony RX-02, and it can shoot 1,000 frames per second to record true slow motion. This is literally like taking 1,000 pictures per second, and this is called high-speed photography, even though it produces slow motion. However, with these settings, my camera can only record up to 2 seconds at a time. On April the 20th of 2023, between 1:30 and 2 p.m., I pointed this camera straight up in the sky over the backyard of my house in Las Vegas, Nevada. To experiment, I shot over 24 2-second clips. With only one of them, I lucked out and captured strange objects moving overhead. Remember, everything you're about to see is happening in less than 2 seconds and the camera doesn't move. Now, as this shiny ball flies to the right, another object shoots out of it on the top left, right there. Don't worry, if you missed that, I'm going to play it again in a minute. But for now, just watch as this shiny ball continues traveling to the right, and then it suddenly makes an almost 90-degree turn and heads straight up. Now, can you imagine that happening in a split second? Okay, now let's replay that object that shot out of it. Watch for the arrow here, and you'll see, boom, right there it goes. All right, so I'm going to replay that for you. Again, watch, it shoots sort of out of the top left of this main object straight up into the sky. Incredible to think of how quickly that was going. Here it is again without the arrow. And then I'm going to let you continue watching that main object meander off to the right. Now, while all this was happening in the top right-hand corner of the screen, well, guess what? Toward the end of the video, on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, an entirely different object goes zooming by at an incredible speed. I didn't even notice it at first because I was so fixated on the shiny ball. So this is what happens on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. You see that? Here's a closer view of that. So what is that? Okay, now one more time. It looks like an entirely different object, but think of how fast it is moving. And so now I'm just going to play the whole video for you from start to finish without any arrows or close-ups so you can analyze it. And remember, everything in this entire video is actually occurring in less than 2 seconds. It's possible I was only able to see some of this stuff on camera at that time of day because it was reflecting the light of the sun, but these are not solar flares or reflections because everything was stable for that 2 seconds. If this was a still photo, I would have doubts, but this is high-speed photography. I think these UFOs or UAP may be zooming around us much more often than we think. We just need more people pointing high-speed cameras at the sky. So I'm going to keep doing it. And for more updates, please subscribe to this channel and please sign up for my free e-newsletter at joshuapwarren.com.